Hey guys, welcome to today's class. And today we're gonna start with a reading topic. The exercise number one says, look at these devices. How have they changed from when you were at school or college? Tell a partner. So we have TVs, phones, computer, and music players. Here they ask us how they have changed from when you were at school. But you're at school right now. So maybe just discuss how these products have changed with time. Do you remember when you were a kid how TVs were, phones, computers? Okay, so discuss this with your classmates, and when you finish, we'll continue. All right, now we're gonna read some comments, and they ask us which college experience is most similar to yours. So let's read this. And you have to decide if Alice, Pauline's, or Laura's experience is more similar to yours. Okay, take your time and answer the question. All right, when you finish, we're gonna continue in the next page, which is a grammar topic. In this grammar topic, we have could and had to. So the first exercise is complete the following table with the different forms of can and have to. So here we have can. What will be the past tense of can? Cool, very good. Now we're gonna change this to negative. When you say can in negative is can't, all right? And when you say could in negative is couldn't. Very good. As you can see, when you say can, it is because it is permitted in present, and when it was permitted, it's in past. When it is not permitted, can, and when it was not permitted in past, couldn't. All right, now let's go with have to. With have to, in present you just say have to. But in past you say had to with D. We use this when something is an obligation, when something is necessary. You have to do something in the present, you had to do something in the past. But when it is in negative, in present you say don't have to. But in past you say didn't have to. Pay attention. Here we're saying have, not had. Because here we have the auxiliary verb did. In negative, didn't. So you don't have to say had. You cannot say had. Didn't had? No. Didn't have. And as you can see, when you say you don't have to, is when something is not necessary to be done. Or in past, that something was not necessary to be done. All right, so let's take a look to a deeper explanation of this topic. So when you say can't or could, is because you are permitted to do something. To do something. Here, guys, sorry, there's a little mistake. Permitted is with double T, right? Then, imagine that you're at school. What is something that you can do at school? For example, you can eat at lunchtime. This is permitted. And this is a sentence in present tense. But if we want to say it in past, we can say, when I was at school, I could eat at lunchtime. So in this case, we're saying the same, but here in present and here in past. Now, what happens if we say this sentence, if we use these verbs in negative? If we use can't or couldn't. In this case, instead of being permitted, it is prohibited. All right? So when you say a sentence like you can't eat in the class, it's because it is prohibited. This is a sentence in present tense. If you want to say the same in past, you just change can for could. In this case, can't for couldn't. So we have when I was at school in past, I couldn't eat in the class. Sorry guys, here's another mistake. It's couldn't, not could. Okay? All right. So can and could permitted, can't and couldn't prohibited. All right. Now, if we go to the verb have to, we can say have to for present or had to for past. When we say this, it's because something is necessary. It is an obligation that we have to do something. For example, when you say at school again, what is something that you have to do at school? When you're at school, you have to pay attention. And this is in present. And in past, you can say, when I was at school, I had to pay attention. All right? Now, if we change these verbs to negative, we have don't have to for present and didn't have to for past. remember guys, don't have and didn't have, not had. Okay, had is only in affirmative, in negative is have, but we have didn't. Something that you don't have to do is because it's not necessary. All right, for example, at school, what is something that you don't have to do? Maybe you don't have to arrive so early. You have to arrive early, but not very early. So this is a sentence in present. We can say the same in past by saying, when I was at school, I didn't have to arrive so early. Okay, so basically that is the difference. When you say can or could, it is for permission, affirmative, and in negative is because you didn't have permission. When you say had to, it's for obligation. You had to do something, you didn't have to do something. Here we're talking in past. All right, so let's continue. Now in the following exercise, you're going to complete the questions and answers from the comments on page 74. Remember, if it's a question in past, you're going to use did, like here. Did you have to pay your tuition? Did Ali have to go to the library? Yes, she did, or no, she didn't. But if the question is with could, you start the question with could. Could Ali take 8 books? Yes, she could, or no, she couldn't. Okay? So finish the exercises. As you can see, remember. Also remember that when you say did, you don't have to say had. Just did and have. All right? So do it, and when you finish, I'm gonna play the audio so that you can listen, check, and repeat. Very important that you repeat the questions and the answers, okay? So do it, and I'll play the audio in a moment. All right, so here goes the audio. Pay attention.
Track 10, A.
Did Allie have to go to the library?
Yes, she did. No, she didn't.
B.
Could Allie take out 8 books?
Yes, she could. No, she couldn't.
C.
Did Allie have to write with pen and paper?
Yes, she did. No, she didn't.
D.
Did Aldo have to leave school to get a job?
Yes, he did. No, he didn't.
E.
Could Aldo get a job?
Yes, he could. No, he couldn't.
F.
Could Laura's mom go to college?
Yes, she could. No, she couldn't.
Very good. In case that you couldn't write down all the answers, here I given to you. So check them. And now, refer to the comments on page 74 and answer the question. So in this exercise, you're gonna choose if it was yes or no. So do it, and when you finish, we'll continue with the next exercise. All right. In the exercise number 3, you must ask a partner questions about their school or college life. So you're gonna ask your classmates, did you have to bring lunch at school? Could you go to the restroom anytime you want? Okay, so you're gonna ask questions to your classmates using did, have to, or could. And no, you have to answer yes, I could, no, I couldn't, or yes, I did, no, I didn't. Okay, do it, and when you finish, we'll continue. All right, now moving on to the next section, we have a listening topic. It says, listen to the conversation. Aldo, the grandfather, and Polly, his grandson. in Polly's car. Which of the following topics do they talk about? So pay attention and decide which of these are the topics that they discuss. So here goes the audio.
Track 11.
Buckle up, Grandpa.
All these rules and regulations. In my day, we didn't have to wear seatbelts at all.
And it was much more dangerous.
But we didn't drive so fast, and there weren't so many cars on the road. In my day, we couldn't drive fast because there weren't any highways.
I thought you drove a horse and cart in your day.
Very funny. Actually, I had a beautiful motorcycle, a Harley Davidson, and I didn't have to wear a helmet. Not like nowadays.
Do you really think life was better in your day, Grandpa?
Well, life was less complicated. For example, we didn't have all these credit cards in my day. We had to use cash to buy things.
But not everything was better, Grandpa. You had to do military service. I wouldn't like that.
I was proud to do military service. In my day, a man had to be a man. Not like these days. Men and women look exactly the same to me. In my day, you couldn't have long hair or wear earrings like some men do nowadays.
Haha. But some things were more difficult in your day, Grandpa. Like traveling.
That's right. We couldn't travel by plane like you do today. It was too expensive. But we traveled by train and bus. I remember the first time I went to Louisiana.
Alright, now in the exercise number 2, they tell us write sentences to summarize the differences between then and now according to the conversations. Use an appropriate form of have to or can. Okay, for example, wear a seatbelt. Now you have to wear a seatbelt. Then you didn't have to wear a seatbelt. Remember that now is for present and that then is for past. So talking about military service, now do you have to do the military service or not? Then in past, did you have to do the military service or not? So write sentences like this. And when you finish, please listen again to the audio and check your answers. Alright? Very good. If you check your answers, I'm gonna give them to you so that you can double check. Here they are. As you can see, now you have to wear a helmet, but then you didn't have to wear it. And talking about military service, now you don't have to do military service, but then you had to do it. Okay? Very good, guys. Now in the exercise 3, they say, which differences between then and now in exercise 2 are true for your country? What other differences can you think of? Discuss with your partner. So you're gonna call your classmates and you're gonna see which of these are similar to your country. For example, here in Mexico, we do have to use a seatbelt. We have to wear a seatbelt, okay? So this is similar. Which other of these is similar to here in Mexico? Discuss it and also think about any other difference that may be in the past from now. For example, then women couldn't vote for their president. Now they can. So which other things did Mexican people could or couldn't do in then and now they can? And when you finish, guys, this is gonna be it for today's class. Alright, so I hope that you understood everything, that you enjoy it, and see you tomorrow. Goodbye.